Welcome to Read It or Skip It.
Hello.
So today we're diving into a source one of you shared with us, John Marr's Keep It in the Family.
Ooh, yes. I've heard about this one. It sounds intense.
It really is. So the basic setup is, well, it sounds familiar at first. You've got this young couple, Mia and Finn,
Right.
and they buy this old Victorian house, the dream project, fixer-upper, fresh start, all that.
Ah, the classic dream home scenario. But I suspect it doesn't stay dreamy for long.
Not even close. That dream turns into, let's just say, a serious nightmare pretty fast. They find this cryptic message early on, and things just spiral.
Okay, so it's a novel, a work of fiction we're dealing with here. Narrative, characters, themes, not facts, but exploring some pretty dark stuff through story.
Exactly. So our mission today really is to unpack the mystery at the heart of this story. The family secrets, what makes it so gripping, without giving everything away, of course.
Got it. Let's explore that initial descent from optimism to, well, whatever horrors await them. That subversion of the dream home idea is always compelling.
Totally. So they start renovations, right? Standard stuff. Knocking down walls, dreaming of paint colors,
And then,
they find it. A hidden attic.
okay, hidden attics are usually intriguing, maybe a bit dusty.
This one's different. Inside, they find a suitcase, and inside the suitcase,
Don't tell me.
the mummified remains of a child.
Wow, okay. So much for choosing curtain fabrics. That's
Yeah.
instantly changes everything.
Right. Complete shift from, renovation excitement to absolute horror. Suddenly your dream home is a tomb.
And that sense of safety, the whole reason they bought the house probably just evaporates. Instantly gone.
And it gets worse. That discovery, it leads to finding more. Eventually, 7 children's bodies are uncovered in the house.
7, oh my God.
Yeah. So you can imagine, media circus, police investigation.
Yeah.
Their lives are just completely overturned.
Yeah.
Their house is now this infamous crime scene.
And the relationship between Mia and Finn, how does that hold up under, well, that kind of pressure?
It starts to strain, definitely. Mia, especially, becomes sort of obsessed. You can understand why.
Absolutely. How could you not be? Living in a house where children were killed, you'd need answers.
Exactly. She gets really driven to find out what happened to these kids, who they were.
Does she connect with any of the families, the original families of these children?
She does, yeah. And that adds another layer, shared grief, all these unanswered questions hanging in the air for decades. It becomes deeply personal for her.
That makes sense. It's not just about the house anymore, it's about the lives lost there.
And then, just when you think it can't get any darker,
Oh no.
they find more bodies, buried in the garden this time.
Seriously. It's like the house itself is actively trying to reveal its secrets.
It feels like that. And for Mia, it just deepens her resolve. She has to know the truth.
But while she's digging into the house's past, her present is also kind of falling apart, isn't it?
Yeah, big time. The tension with Finn really ramps up. And then comes this huge personal blow.
What happens?
She finds out Finn's been having an affair with his ex, Emma. And they have a child together.
Wow, okay. So, on top of living in a house of horrors, she discovers her partner's been lying to her. Majorly.
And talk about betrayal layered on trauma. Suddenly, she can't even trust the person closest to her.
And then Finn's family gets involved too, right?
Dave and Debbie, yeah. And, well, it quickly becomes clear they're hiding things too. There are secrets there. Big ones.
So the circle of suspicion just keeps widening. It's not just the house's history, it's the people around her now.
Exactly. Who can she possibly trust? Is Finn involved somehow?
Oh.
Are his parents? It creates this, intense paranoia. You feel it with her.
That's incredibly isolating, dealing with the historical trauma and then this immediate personal betrayal, plus potential danger from his family.
And you see the toll it takes on her. Her mental health really suffers. She's got guilt, fear. She's trying to protect her own son, Sonny, from all this toxicity.
That's a heavy burden, trying to be a mother while your whole world is collapsing.
Then the narrative does something really interesting. It flashes back 39 years earlier.
Ah, okay. To the time when these things might have actually happened.
Exactly. We see the house through the eyes of a young boy named George who lived there then.
What's his perspective like?
It's chilling. He feels this ominous presence in the house. His brother goes missing. He hears a mysterious girl's voice. And his mother, she has this terrifying, violent rage.
So a child's view of a very unsafe environment.
Definitely. And then the kicker, George overhears his mother talking about kidnapping 2 children.
Oh my God, as a child, hearing that about your own mother.
Can you imagine the fear The confusion, it completely shatters his world and makes him question everything, even if he's really part of the family. It plants the seed for understanding the present horrors.
Wow. Okay. That connects the past and present in a really disturbing way. So back in the present, Mia's still trying to piece things together.
Yeah, she's struggling, dealing with Finn's lies, her own mental state, and then she finds something else.
Not another body.
No, but almost as significant in a way. She finds an identical suitcase to the one found in the attic. But this one's in their garage.
The same type of suitcase where the first child's remains were found.
Exactly the same. And it immediately makes her suspect Finn's father, Dave.
Okay, so the suspicion lands squarely within the family now. The danger feels much more immediate.
Totally. It's not just history anymore. The web of lies feels like it's closing in. And the family she married into seems genuinely dangerous.
Which must ramp up her desire to protect her son, Sonny.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That becomes her primary focus. Getting Sonny away from this toxic environment, away from Finn's family, even while she's battling her own demons.
Does she confront Finn's parents?
She confronts Debbie, Finn's mother. And you just get this overwhelming sense that Debbie is hiding the darkest secrets of all, like she's the key.
And is she? Does the truth finally come out?
It does, and it's a bombshell. The biggest twist yet.
Go on.
Mia discovers that Finn isn't biologically related to Dave and Debbie at all. He was stolen. Kidnapped as a baby by Debbie.
No way. So his whole life, his identity.
Is a lie.
Yeah.
Constructed by the woman who raised him, who is also implicated in these, horrific past events. It just shatters everything for Finn. And for Mia, it completely reframes their entire relationship, their family.
That's staggering. The layers of deception are just unbelievable. What happens to them then, after a revelation like that?
Well, they try to move forward. It's incredibly difficult, obviously. They're trying to rebuild some kind of life, protect Sonny.
Can they escape it? The past?
They're trying, but there's still this lingering threat. Debbie might be in prison, but she can still manipulate things. Her shadow hangs over them.
So it's not a clean break. It's an ongoing struggle.
Yeah, it ends on a note of, fragile hope, resilience. They're determined to build a safe future for Sonny, away from all that darkness. But it's going to be a long road.
Wow, what a story. So summing up this deep dive into Keep It in the Family, we've basically journeyed through this incredibly chilling mystery.
Yeah, rooted in these deep, dark family secrets that just refuse to stay buried. The past literally clawing its way out.
Key takeaways seem to be, definitely the idea that appearances can be incredibly deceiving. What looks like a normal family, a dream home,
can hide unimaginable horrors. And the destructive power of secrets, how they fester and destroy lives across generations.
And maybe above all, a mother's fierce determination to protect her child against, anything.
Definitely. Which leads to a final thought, maybe for you listening. How much do we really know about our own families? How much of our understanding is built on stories we're told, on assumptions? And, what if those foundations aren't as solid as we think? What if they were suddenly shaken?
That's a really unsettling thought to leave people with. Makes you think.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing this source with us. It was quite the ride.
Yes, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. It was definitely gripping.
So the final verdict.
Read it or skip it.
Read it or skip it.